Colts Nation, if helmets or helmet accessories interest you, make sure to go to greengridiron.com and use code INDSYN at checkout to get the discount code with it. Whether it's mini helmets, full-size helmets, visors, clips, whatever it may be, different face masks, different variations of helmets, alternate helmets, whatever the case, you can get it at Green Gridiron. And again, that's code INDSYN at checkout for the discount. Thanks for stopping by for another video, and now let's get into it.
What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video. Where in this one, I want to talk a little bit about free agency trades, a little bit of both, because there's more players becoming available as teams are trying to figure out their cap situation, trying to figure out who we're going to be going into 2025, which guys do we need to let go to save money on the cap. Those sorts of things are happening, right? This is what some people refer to as massacre week, right? And there's a lot of things happening, people asking for trades, a lot of teams saying, hey, if you want out of here, then we're going to try to grant that, and they're getting rid of stars for not very much. So I thought this was a good conversation to have. They're, again, really good players becoming available, but it's just at a position where I think we don't really need to go too crazy. We need to make sure we don't go spend too much money or any money at all on the wide receiver position, right? When you look at who we have, right, you see the development of our receivers, right? Obviously, Josh Downs dealing with injuries at the beginning of the year, throughout the season at different points, and he never really was able to get going. Obviously, the inconsistencies of Anthony Richardson, but whatever the case, we still had 3 wide receivers with 800 yards. So even with the inconsistencies with the offense and the receivers in general, it came out to 800 yards for 3 different receivers. And so I think, if you can get Anthony on track just a little bit, right, what we have at wide receiver, you think about the guys I mentioned already, Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, right? Then you look at the depth behind that, right? The guys that aren't starting. Anthony Gould back there just waiting, right? Somebody that can get on the field, somebody that is a good special teamer, and that I feel good about returning for us, and I think he can be a weapon for us in that way. But also, you have A.D. Mitchell, right? So we have 5 guys, as long as he continues to develop, right? Just like Alec Pierce, continue to develop, continue to get better. Reggie's coming back, and he's going to continue to coach, right? And for me, at least for me, it's like every season, just, hey, at what point is Reggie going to say, I don't want to do this anymore? But it seems like this is something that he does love to do. It seems like that it's whatever he does with these receivers, like it's working. The development has worked. What we thought these guys could be, they've become, and they are what we thought they were going to be. So A.D. Mitchell, I have faith that he will get there. And overall, like, I feel good about us at wide receiver, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, we need to add one somewhere. It's just the guys that I want to talk about, I think they're too high priced for us. That's just my personal opinion. But first here, DK Metcalf requesting a trade from the Seahawks. This coming on the same day Tyler Lockett becomes available. So you have DK Metcalf, who you'd have to trade for and giving up draft capital. So that one obviously a little more unlikely. But in terms of like body style and play style and what we're looking for, like the toughness, like I'm okay with a diva wide receiver, man. The greatest of the greats were all like that. It's just what it is. DK Metcalf got a nastiness to him, and I love it. Just like Pittman has a nastiness to him, and I love it, right? And then all of a sudden you end up in a situation where nobody is really playing every play, but you have different packages, different plays for the different wide receiver sets, and it's hard to prepare for because all your different guys can do all the different things in the offense, right? And that's where you become dangerous. Obviously, he's making a lot of money. You'd have to fit that in. Again, that's really the biggest problem. Draft capital, money. I think we need to spend money on the defense. So DK Metcalf would be a dream on the Colts. To be completely honest, I'm a fan. I think Chris Ballard, he likes his freak athletes. Of course, Chris Ballard's probably a fan. So, again, I like the prospect of that. Probably not going to happen. But then Tyler Lockett. I think this is an interesting choice because he can also do what we were talking about with Anthony Gould. He could end up being a returner. Now, is he explosive enough at this point to end up back there? Probably not. And it'd be interesting to see, hey, does he end up hanging it up? What's going to happen with Tyler Lockett? Does he think he can still go? I think he can still go. I think he was still productive at different times. I think that offense, not very good in Seattle this year. The offensive coordinator they chose, obviously not the right one. They got rid of him. So I think overall, Tyler Lockett, great career up to this point. Just not a good fit for us. When you think about how he's supposed to fit into a team, just not a good fit for us. So overall, like Christian Kirk, I feel like could be a good fit for us, and maybe that's just my bias because I think he's a really good player. Metcalf could be a good fit, but of these guys that I'm seeing become available, I just thought, continue to talk about it. Continue to get your guys' opinion. Hey, this is what I'm thinking, but I want to know now, what do you think? What do you think about Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Christian Kirk? Should we go after any of these guys? How would that work with the receivers? What do you think about our receiver room? That'd be interesting to see how you guys are feeling overall about the receiver room. Let me know whatever your guys' opinion is down in the comment section. If you enjoy this content, make sure to hit that like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And, of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime any content drops on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.